Hello. People here?
Hey,
People
Greg.
here?
Yes. Hey, Greg.
33 people in the room.
Awesome. Okay, so I am convinced that there are still a couple of issues. We've had 3 issues with the adjustments. So I'm going to go ahead and debug those particular issues, and once Ian and I are satisfied that this is correct, we will apply the adjustments to the wallets file. There won't be massive surprises, right? What we're looking at is situations where some addresses which should be deducted by a lot more, which are known to be scammers, are not being deducted. But in terms of the vast majority of people, again, it's still the case that there's a tiny number of addresses that are actually affected. So just so that there's no confusion on this point, let me check in and make sure that everyone has understood, or that if there are any questions, please voice them now. Let me pick someone at random. Daryl, can you say back to me what you think what I said?
Okay, I think you said that there's still a couple issues regarding the taint, but it's nothing that's going to that you're going to have to work through the bugs now.
Yeah, that's correct. But we will still launch today. I know at least with one of the bugs I can resolve it within the next 10 minutes. I've zoomed in on it. It won't affect other people's. Again, the total number of balances that are affected is very, very small, extremely small. It's within a small circle around the scammer addresses.
So Greg, if I could repeat, it seems that the issue is with the scammer addresses and not most of the rock holders at large.
That's correct. That's exactly right. So I want to just go. I want to, since people have brought these to my attention and they do have solid evidence that it's a problem, I can go through the evidence and make sure that the code accounts for that, and we don't have any of those problems. Ian has also constructed a spreadsheet that will act as a backup calculation. So we'll take a look at we'll compare the 2 calculations one more time, and that I just want people to know that I'm taking it seriously. We don't want anyone to be dinged. Also, people should know that there is a board policy. So if there's anyone out there who feels like they're getting docked by Rev that belongs to them, if we have cryptographic proof but they're still dissatisfied, we will make it so that the Rev that we have adjusted them by will be submittable to run against smart contracts. So that will they have to submit their token to a particular address, and then when they submit contract addresses for us to run, we will run them and deduct that amount from their from the part of their balance that is tainted. Does that make sense to people?
Yes.
Okay.
I understand it.
Good. Yeah. Well, I know you helped craft it.
Yes. Hopefully everyone else does.
Yeah. We should check with someone else who hasn't worked on crafting the policy to make sure that they've understood. Okay.
Can I voice a question that just keeps coming up in the discussions, which is regarding KuCoin. So after KuCoin received some invalidated rock, for those people withdrawing their rock from KuCoin after that infection, those people are all being docked.
It shouldn't be by very much. It should be very tiny amounts.
Around 7%.
Okay, that's not so good.
I haven't seen 7%, but the 7% surprises me. I have been having a dialogue with one of the members about their balance, and it was out by, I think, 0.03 of a rock, which is neither here nor there, really.
Yeah, exactly.
But 7%, that wasn't 7%. It was a much smaller percentage.
Yeah, so
7% might need investigation.
If people want to send, if people have a question about a KuCoin address that they have hold, please send them via email. So lgreg.meredith@rchain.coop with the subject line KuCoin address question. That way I can filter and take a look at those.
Steve and Greg, that heavily depends on which kind of method and which kind of spreadsheet you use in order to look at the to look whether KuCoin addresses are affected or not. So with the current balances where we know that the script is not correct, those KuCoin cases are basically marginal. They're basically not appearing in this case. But if you look at Ian's spreadsheet, those are there. Those cases are there and are significant in amount of around 7%.
Okay. So again, once we have the final balances, if people are dissatisfied with the KuCoin address, send me a note and we will find a way to make you whole. Okay, so any other questions about this part of the process? Seems like there's not, so we can move on to other things. So the co-op will be launching and we'll make the co-op validator addresses, the public part of the addresses available for people to take a look at. This is important because you need to know who are legitimate validators. So the bonds map has been generated and has been sent over. Also, or I'm in the process of sending it over to our chief security officer, so that we both have copies of that, as well as the information for being able to access the validator balances. And we are holding back a number of co-op validators, so we won't launch a large number of them because there are groups that still want to stake and have not gotten the staking information over to us. So we will allow that staking through having some of these nodes spin up later once we have the staking information all together, and then they can issue a bonding request to the network. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Let's see. I don't think there are any other questions that have come into me that need to be addressed. I'm thinking what we can do is leave this channel open. Christian, would that be possible? If not, I can open up my room, and you know, as we get closer and closer to the moment when we launch, people can be there for that. So I can just have the room open, and folks can pop in and see, you know, how things are going and the moment that we'll launch. Does that seem like a reasonable approach? Okay, any other questions?
Just a request that maybe there be something posted in the announcements page on Discord, say 30 minutes ahead of what's projected to be the actual launch, so people can pick up on it.
Sounds good. I'll do that.
Yeah, that would be good.
Very
Gives me a
good.
chance to recharge my champagne glass.
Very good. Very good.
Which room is staying open? This one or Greg's room?
I don't care which one. Christian, what's more convenient? No, we can leave.
I'll leave this one open.
Yeah, we'll just leave this one open then.
Less
All right.
moving parts.
Yep, agreed. Okay, gentle people.